Adding full screen images to the backgrounds of your slides can really add to the overall impact of your presentation. Let's look at a few simple tricks in Photoshop to take your slide backgrounds to the next level. Now, one of the biggest challenges that you'll face when using full screen images as slide backgrounds is making sure that your integrated text is clearly readable over the background. Now, one approach to this problem is to simply drop the opacity of your image layer. And to really pull this effect off, let's add a new layer by Option or Alt clicking on the New Layer button, and then naming this layer White. And now reset your foreground and background colors by pressing the D key on your keyboard, and then go up to the Edit menu and select Fill. Now let's fill this layer with white, which happens to be our background color. So we'll click the drop down for Contents and select Background Color, and then click OK. Now drag this white layer down to the bottom of your stack. Now select the Plant Opacity Option layer and drag the opacity slider down to about 60%. Now that will certainly get the job done, but we can do much better with a custom gradient mask. Now to create this next effect, turn on the visibility for the plant background layer, which is just another copy of the plant image, and turn off the visibility of the plant opacity option layer. Now let's duplicate our solid white background layer by Option or Alt dragging that layer down onto the new layer icon. When you release, the duplicate layer window will appear, and we can rename this layer as Gradient Option. Then click OK and drag this layer up above your plant background layer. Now add a layer mask as we've seen before by clicking the Add Layer Mask button, and then select your Gradient tool or press the G key on your keyboard. In your Options bar, click the Gradient drop-down and make sure the first gradient, which is foreground to background color, is selected. Now with your layer mask selected, click in the area of your image where you want to fully see the image and drag toward the direction of your text. When you release, the mask is filled with a gradient that starts at black and shows through to the image below, and then transitions over to white, which shows the solid white layer that we added. And this makes the text much easier to read and add some visual interest for the image below. Now you can redraw your gradient as many times as you need to by clicking and dragging to achieve the look that you want. If you click and then as you begin dragging, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, your gradient will snap to a horizontal line. Combine this gradient mask with the reduced opacity trick for the entire layer, and you can achieve a really nice custom look. Now the challenge with this gradient method is that it can be difficult to get exactly the look that you're going for, and that's where a custom vector mask comes into play, and we'll look at how to create that in the next movie.